These days, we are all wondering what is happening with poaching around the world and during this time of pandemic. During the coronavirus, people around the world have begun to poach again. This is because people believe that since COVID is going around, no one's really paying attention to what is happening to the animals, and if they're dying, people are not noticing this. And we want animals to survive this pandemic if people will keep an eye on the animals around the world. My credibility to poaching is I'm really into animals, and I like to read articles about what is going around the world, just about animals, and also like I just keep up to date on what is happening and everything. So, as COVID-19 is still spreading, we cannot just forget about the animals that are around the world. So I'm here today to persuade the audience to learn more about what is happening to animals and humans when people begin to poach again. Today, to truly understand what poaching is and what is going on, I'm going to explain. First, I'm going to explain what poaching is. Secondly, how harmful poaching can be to animals. But not just animals, how poaching can also be harmful to humans. Finally, I'll explain what we can do to help poaching to stay banned. According to an article written by National Geographic, there is approximately 100,000 animals killed a year. This hasn't happened since 2018, but with coronavirus going around, people are more worried about the disease than poaching starting again. Now, let's begin off by talking about the background of poaching. Yes, it is a stressful time for people during this time of pandemic, but it's not just the people we need to keep an eye on. Poaching background is particularly important to people who do not know what it is and what it comes from. First, a major thing to poaching is that, people like to call it a sport of just killing animals, but it really isn't. A sport of killing animals is just killing animals for money and not doing anything with their bodies or anything. Poaching is when people kill the animals for certain body parts on that animal. It's been around since 1700s and has been around a very long time. It officially got banned in the 1900s, but this didn't stop people from killing the animals and still doing it. According to National Geographic, an article written by Janie Hall, poaching is when poachers sometimes kill or capture animals to sell them locally or for the global trade in the wildlife. Wildlife trading is a major black market that has increased alongside rising wealth in Asia, a major consumer of wildlife, and the advent of e-commerce and social media websites. Janie Hall is trying to show why people kill the animals and where they sell the animals and trade the animals on. Secondly, according to an article in the National Geographic, also by Janie Hall, some animals such as birds, reptiles, and primates are captured alive so they can be kept or sold as exotic pets. Slaughtered animals, on the other hand, have commercial value as food, jewelry, decor, or traditional medicine. She's trying to explain more about why poaching is a thing and what happens. She's showing why poaching should not be around and why they should not just keep slaughtering animals for their own needs, and they shouldn't be selling animals that deserve to be in the wild to people as exotic animals. The harms that are caused by poaching are extinction of animals and the decline of certain ecosystems. One major harm that poaching brings is the extinction of certain animals. When thinking of extinction of animals, those animals will not have a chance to repopulate if they actually go extinct. According to the National Geographic, the smaller of the two African rhino species, the black rhino, is in trouble in its east and southern African range. That's because poachers have killed so many, hacking off their horns to supply the illicit trade. Only about 5,000 black rhinos are left in the wild. This was by Janie Hall. There used to be plenty more rhinos where that came from. This is showing that poaching is killing off the rhinos. There is also different kinds of rhinos in Africa, but this is one of the main the second main rhino that is going extinct. Yes, there is 5,000, but if poaching keeps continue, they can just take those rhinos out like there's no tomorrow, and they can keep going and dying. A second harm that poaching can bring is the harm to ecosystems that the certain animal lives in. According to an article called "Devastating Effects of Wildlife Poaching," written by Arietta Estrada, the rapid decline of poached animals either directly or indirectly impacts the equilibrium of the ecosystem. When an animal is poached and become extinct or rare, organisms that prey on the animal lose a valuable food source, and their populations will decline depending on their dependence of the animal. Estrada is trying to show that with extinction of animals, the ecosystem will begin to decline. With the declining of ecosystems, food sources begin to decline and affect both humans and animals. Now, knowing the harms of poaching, let's talk about what we can do to stop poaching. For us to end poaching, there are several ways that we can do this. We can all join the Stop Poaching Worldwide petition and bring awareness to the animals. Ways people can help are signing petitions and not letting this happen. It is a very big deal in Africa. In an article written by Janie Hall of the National Geographic, she states that there are numerous non-profits around the world working to end wildlife poaching. Some of these groups have helped to promote alternative and more sustainable ways for poachers to earn a living. This is also a way people get involved. They can help people find other ways to make money. This is a way to help poachers make money besides killing animals. Say there's more non-profit organizations, then those poachers can finally find a job with help from other people, so they don't have to kill animals for money and everything. Now today, we went over how poaching can bring harm to animals and the ecosystem. I hope today that I persuaded you to want to know more about poaching. If poaching comes back worse than what it used to be, you will now understand what it will do to the animals and the ecosystem. Let's not forget the animals in this time of need. Finally, now that we all understand what is going on, where do you stand? Do you believe that poaching should be unbanned, or should it stay banned and should people keep the bad consequences that keep coming from them? The petition that I would like everyone to search up and sign is the Stop Poaching Worldwide. It is immensely helpful. With more and more people signing, the petition will get bigger and to bring more awareness to what is happening around the world. People just need to understand more on what is going on.